Okay, so the topic I had was detecting drug abuse in sports. So this is a very popular topic because over 3,000 athletes test positive for drug abuse each year. The Russian Olympic team actually was banned from the 2018 Olympics due to so many people using drugs on their team. One of the main drugs in sports is steroids because they help athletes train and they give them more energy and help them build muscle because a lot of people want to look big and like strong, and they think if they look like that it will help them do better in their sport. This can be dangerous because it can actually make your brain transmit less dopamine, and doing this may damage the neurons, which could cause a chemical imbalance, and that can relate to mental illness such as anxiety, depression, anything along that. And some famous athletes that you may know would be Michael Phelps and Tiger Woods, have both been known for using steroids. So there are several different drug tests that we currently use to test drugs. We have urine, blood, hair, tissue, and nails. Urine samples are the most common, but they only go up to a few months. And hair is actually the next prevalent drug test because it can actually detect drugs that go up to a year in your system, which is very useful. Blood is one of the least used drug tests. It is not as efficient as the others, and tissue and nails are good for specific types of drugs. So these are 12 different types of drugs and the type of test they use and the drug test in use as of now. So we have liquid chromatography, gas chromatology, and mass spectrometry as a big component in here, and a lot of urine samples, and then a few blood for the specific other ones. This is related to chemistry because the isotope signature in the carbon in your urine can actually be changed. So everyone has carbon in your urine sample, and so as you're putting drugs in your body, the carbon can be raised in this sample, and we use that to determine if drugs are present, and it will change the isotope signature. A few ways we do this is liquid chromatography, which is using this is actually using hair samples to detect different substances. So this is up to a year. And the mass spectrum or the gas chromatology is one of the main urine samples because it heats the urine and it filters it to get all the substances out. And then once it does that, it is placed in the mass spectrometer unit, and the atomic weight and the mass and all that is weighed to specify different atoms in the sample. So here we have the atomic weight and ratio that I was talking about. We have right here, this is where we will add in the isotope ratios, and then we'll put in the carbon sample that's given in the test, and we have our standard constant right here, and we'll multiply it by 1,000, and these are always measured in per mil. And so this will help us determine if drugs are present. And then we have the mass of the isotope down here, and this is just finding the total mass, which can also help. The good way to relate this to an everyday situation is it's actually the same equation we use to find your GPA. So you would do the grade in course 1 times the credit hours and the total credit hours, and you would just keep adding each class or each isotope to find the final answer. And those are my references.